over some standing exercises for some higher level activities, especially with a resistance band. Our first exercise though is not going to be with the resistance band, but it's just going to be a little bit harder as your balance improves after weakness. So what we're going to do here is a wall push-up. So we're going to stand about 6 inches away from the wall, okay? Our hands are going to be kind of out in front of us so that our elbows are straight. You're going to slowly kind of bend your elbows, bring yourself towards that wall, and then push yourself back up. When you are doing this, you want to make sure you're squeezing those shoulder blades together as you're pushing yourself back away from that wall surface. And this is a wall push-up. All right, after that, we're going to come over and we are going to come to the chair surface and we're going to sit down. When we are going to apply our resistance bands for standing, we're always going to apply them, especially for our leg exercises, in a seated position. This way we're going to reduce your risk for falling as you're going through some higher level exercises. So the first one we're going to do, we're going to place the band under both of our feet. Okay, you can hold on to the counter as you go to stand back up if you need that support, but we'll stand up with that band under our feet. What we will do is we'll bring our arms up a little bit. We're going to bend at our knees, almost like we're doing a small squat, and come back up. Your hands are not going to move in this position. You're going to get a little extra resistance as you go to pull up into standing here. So this is going to help work some of the muscles on the back side of your body, what we would call extension, help keep that nice and strong. Okay, so that is resisted standing. Okay, after that we're going to sit back down in the chair. For our next exercise, we might have to adjust your band a little bit if we're using the same size band. So if you have a longer band, you can see how Susan took the one side and looped it around 1 foot twice. Okay? With that, you'll stand back up. You can take 1 or 2 steps forward carefully while holding on to support of that counter surface. And we're going to start with our left leg, and she's going to bring her leg forward, kind of keeping that knee straight and then bringing it back down. So we're going to bring it forward and then back to that surface. When she does this, you want to keep good posture. You'll repeat on both sides with this exercise, so you can switch to do your right side after you complete 10 repetitions. Okay? After you bring your leg forward, now we're going to work on moving your leg sideways. So foot is going to come out to the side and then back to the middle, kind of like a snow angel activity if you're thinking of that. The knee is going to stay straight in this exercise, and that foot is going to stay pointed forward at all times, okay? To do the opposite leg, you would just turn yourself around on that counter if you needed room and face the opposite direction, okay? Or you could turn and face the counter as Susan is doing here, okay? We're going to come back and face forward again. Last one in this position is we're going to bring that leg backwards. So again, with that knee being straight, we're going to slide that leg backwards and then back in. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that your trunk here stays nice and straight and tall. You want to avoid any tipping motion. I'm going to have Susan do a bad one here. Any tipping motion with your trunk as you're bringing that foot backwards. So the trunk stays nice and straight, and then your leg is squeezing to come backwards. The knee does stay straight in this exercise. Okay? We're going to walk back to the chair carefully again as that band is on our legs. Make sure you feel it behind yourself or behind your legs as you go to sit back down. Our next exercise we're going to work on some of our arm exercises in standing. So we will use the band. You'll stand back up. Our first exercise is going to be holding each of the sides of the band in both arms, and you're going to bring them out to the side and then back to the middle. And we're going to do 10 of these. Since we're doing both arms at one time, we're only going to do 10 repetitions here. You don't have to separate right and left. Okay? With our next exercise, with the hand on the counter side surface, we're going to keep it looped around the thumb area, and then you can kind of help support it on that counter. And we're going to bring the arm out to the side and back in. Again, kind of like that snow angel with our arm. As we do this, the elbow is going to stay straight, and then our thumb is going to stay pointed towards the ceiling as we move that arm all the way up overhead and back down. We'll do 10 on one side, and then you'll switch. You'll have to turn around and do 10 on the other side. Next, we're going to put that band looped around our bottom foot. This is going to be on the foot away from the counter surface, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to bend our elbow up to kind of squeeze that bicep muscle here and bring that arm back down. You can do 10 on one side, you can switch and do 10 on the other side. You don't have to turn around here if you want to just switch to the other side, but if you do feel like you need the counter support so that your other hand would have something to kind of balance you, you can just turn and face the opposite direction. If you do all of these exercises with the chair surface sitting behind you, if you do feel the need that you need to rest throughout the exercises, or take a break because of balance, you have that